Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a seriously thrilling journey through time. When we think of human history, we usually picture, dusty textbooks or those glass display cases in quiet museums. But what if I told you there's an entire country that serves as an unparalleled, sprawling open-air museum? We're going to explore Turkey, but not just as a stunning geographic location. We're talking about a living, breathing map of human civilization that hosts literally hundreds of incredible ancient cities. So get ready because we're about to unlock some major secrets of the ancient world. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our time-traveling itinerary for today's explainer. First, the setup. Then we'll hit the Aegean, the Mediterranean, Central and Eastern Anatolia, Southeastern Anatolia, and finally, unlocking the ancient world. Section 1, the setup, a land of living history. We aren't just looking at old rocks today, folks. We are exploring the actual birthplaces of civilization as we know it. The concepts of money, democratic governance, early urbanization, grand architecture, they all sprouted right here. The sheer scale of archaeological wealth in Turkey is, it's absolutely staggering. With hundreds of ancient cities scattered across the landscape, it's quite literally a real-world museum of human milestones. In fact, many of these sites are already prestigious UNESCO World Heritage Sites, or they're super strong candidates just waiting to be added to the list.
Moving right along to Section 2, the Aegean, Metropolises and Philosophy.
Now, what's really interesting here is the sheer number of human firsts crammed into this one single coastal region. Take Sardis, for example, the capital of the Lydian kingdom. This is exactly where the concept of physical currency, minted money, was actually born. Then we have Miletus and Priene. These were brilliant Ionian cities that gave us early urban grid planning and basically birthed foundational philosophy. We've also got Stratonikia, a massive city built entirely of marble, known as the City of Gladiators. And Assos, it's this incredible settlement dramatically perched right on top of an extinct volcano just overlooking the sea. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? To really wrap our heads around the diverse lifestyles of the ancient Aegean, we have to contrast two completely different urban experiences. On the one hand, you've got Ephesus. This place was a megacity, one of the largest metropolises of the Eastern Roman Empire, just bustling with energy and famous for the grand Celsus Library and the Hadrian Temple. But on the other hand, you have Hierapolis. This wasn't about the hustle and bustle at all. It was an ancient thermal and healing center located right next to the stunning white travertines of Pamukkale. It really shows us that ancient people valued both hardcore commercial ambition and, therapeutic wellness. Before we leave the Aegean behind, we need to define two crucial terms, and we'll use the incredible city of Pergamon as our guide. So Akropol translates roughly to the high city. That's the dramatic upper settlement. And Asclepion refers to an ancient healing center. Pergamon actually boasts both of these in absolutely spectacular fashion, along with a total marvel of engineering, the world's steepest ancient theater. Seriously, it really highlights the architectural extremes these societies were capable of pulling off. Moving south, we arrive at Section 3, the Mediterranean, Architecture and Democracy. There are some incredibly sticky facts here that you'll definitely want to remember. First up is Patara, the capital of the Lycian League. Get this, this incredible site hosted what is widely considered the world's first democratic parliament building. Just let that sink in for a second. Then there's Espindos. Imagine standing in a massive Roman theater that has preserved its flawless acoustic structure all the way to the present day. I mean, you could literally drop a coin on the stage and hear it crystal clear in the highest seats. We also have Purge with its absolutely breathtaking colonnaded streets, and Myra, famous for its dramatic rock tombs, and the Church of St. Nicholas. And yes, that is the exact historical figure we know today as Santa Claus. No way, right? Take a look at this number, 1700. I want you to pause for just a second and imagine standing at this exact altitude, 1,700 meters high, deep in the rugged Taurus Mountains. At that breathtaking 1,700-meter altitude sits Sagalassos, famously known as the City of Loves and Emperors. Because of this incredible elevation, it operates like this awe-inspiring eagle's nest. But what beautifully bridges the gap between ancient engineering and modern preservation here is the Antine Fountain. The waters of this magnificent ancient fountain are literally still flowing today, centuries and centuries after it was built. It's just mind-blowing. The Mediterranean also offers some incredible contrasts in how ancient people interacted with nature. Look at Olympos and Phaselis. These are breezy, super charming coastal port cities, beautifully nestled in bays where dense pine forests meet the sea. But then, look at Termessos. This is a display of pure, raw defensive power. It's a high-altitude mountain fortress perched on Guluk Mountain that was so impenetrable, it famously defied the mighty Alexander the Great. He literally couldn't conquer it. Heading inland, we hit Section 4, Central and Eastern Anatolia, Ancient Empires. As the coastal breezes fade, the landscape gets harsher, giving rise to immense, powerful empires. Let's trace how this builds chronologically through the March of Empires, because this timeline is staggering. We start all the way back around 7000 BC with Çatalhöyük, which is recognized as one of humanity's very first examples of mass settlement and urbanization. Fast forward to the Hittite era, and we have Hattusa, an imposing capital known for its massive defensive walls, the Lion Gate, and the Yazilukkaya open-air sanctuary. Then comes the Phrygian era with Gordion, the capital city famous for the legendary King Midas's massive burial mound, or tumulus. Finally, jumping way ahead to the Middle Ages, we find Ani, the breathtaking medieval Armenian city right on the Silk Road, forever known as the City of 1001 Churches. While we're still in central Anatolia, I have to point out a truly surprising touch of history. The city of Izanay is home to the world's best-preserved Temple of Zeus, which is visually stunning on its own. But even more fascinating, it hosts what is widely considered the first known stock exchange structure. Yeah, you heard that right. Long before the bustling trading floors of Wall Street even existed, complex market economies and price indexing were already happening right here in ancient Kütahya. Section 5, Southeastern Anatolia, the Dawn of Belief. Okay, I want to slow the pace down here for a minute, because the discoveries in this region are quite literally rewriting everything we thought we knew about human history. I just want you to let this massive number sink in. 12,000. This represents the sheer crushing weight of time and history we are about to uncover. 12,000 years ago, long before the invention of the wheel, before writing, even before agriculture. That is the age of Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe. This complex is recognized as the oldest known belief center in the world, and its discovery completely shattered existing historical paradigms. It proved that the urge to worship, to gather for shared belief, actually came before we settled down into farming communities. It changes the entire timeline of human civilization. And this brilliantly illustrates humanity's deep, enduring desire to leave a lasting mark on the world. Just look at the other wonders of the southeast. Zogma, a Roman border city right on the Euphrates River, gifted us the mesmerizing and world-famous Gypsy Girl mosaic. Then we have Mount Nemeret, where Commagene King Antiochus I erected gigantic, awe-inspiring statues of gods and himself right at the mountain's peak. And we absolutely cannot forget Dara, an Eastern Roman garrison city defined by its mind-boggling, gigantic water cisterns carved directly out of the solid bedrock. Section 6. Unlocking the Ancient World. Your key to the past. Now, if this explainer has inspired you to plan the ultimate historical road trip, there is one highly practical tool you absolutely need in your pocket, and that is the Music Heart. It's essentially a master key. This museum pass unlocks incredibly easy and affordable access to almost all of these sprawling ancient ruins and UNESCO World Heritage sites we've explored today across Turkey. It basically makes navigating this open-air museum completely seamless. We've seen the very dawn of belief, the birth of currency, the first democratic parliaments, and cities practically perched in the clouds. These milestones of human civilization have survived empires, wars, and millennia of changing weather. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought to ponder. If these ancient stones could speak, what stories would they tell about our future? The ultimate open-air museum is out there waiting for you. Thanks for exploring with me, and keep your curiosity alive.